So you've probably heard that old saying a million times, right? Data is the new oil. But what if I told you well, it's just not true anymore? Today, we're going to talk about the real currency of business. And trust me, it's something way more valuable and a lot harder to get.
All right, let's just get right into it. There's been a massive shift in what actually drives value in the business world, and it's time we caught up.
For years and years, we were all told the same thing: get the data and you'll win. But that game has changed. The new rule, the new reality, is this: attention is the new oil. It's not about the information you've collected anymore. It's about who's actually looking at you.
I mean, think about that for a second. In a world that is just drowning in information, the one thing that's truly, genuinely scarce is a person's focus. So if you're the one in the spotlight, if you're the one people are paying attention to, that is where the real power is now.
Okay, so why did this happen? Why is attention suddenly the most important thing? To get that, you really have to understand the modern marketplace, which is basically a battlefield.
You know, back in the day, a store's location was everything. But online, location is infinite. You can sell to anyone, anywhere, and your customers can come from anywhere. Those old physical walls have just completely crumbled. And here's a basic rule of economics, right? When you have an infinite supply of something, its value just drops to zero. It's like the air we breathe. It's super important, but you can't sell it because it's everywhere. That's what happened to location online. It's not an advantage anymore. So that leads us to the biggest question for any business today. If the number of stores is infinite and the number of products is infinite, what's the one thing that isn't? What's the real bottleneck in this whole system? And there it is. The answer is attention. You and I, we only have 24 hours in a day. We can only focus on so much. And because it's limited, because it's scarce, that's what makes attention the most valuable asset you can have. It is, without a doubt, the real currency of our time. And what happens when you have infinite options? You get what the source calls a choice war. We've all felt it, right? You're so bombarded with choices that you just freeze up. You can't decide. And for businesses, it's a brutal fight just to get noticed, let alone picked. Okay, so let's say you do it. You manage to capture someone's attention for a few seconds. Now what? How do you turn that brief glance into an actual paying customer? Well, that's where we start talking about trust. And this isn't magic, it's a process. Think of it like a flywheel. First, you get attention. That attention creates social proof. People see that other people are looking at you, so you must be interesting. That social proof then starts to build trust, and it's only after that trust is built that you even get considered as a real choice for the customer. You see, our brains are lazy. We love shortcuts. When we're faced with a million choices, we use a really simple mental trick. If a brand is famous, or at least well-known, we just assume it must be good. I mean, why else would everyone be talking about it? That's social proof doing its job. So this is really the heart of the whole idea. In this digital world, attention is the most direct path to earning trust. Before a customer even thinks about your price or your features, they have to trust you. And that entire journey starts the second they notice you exist. And being known, being trusted, it isn't just a vanity metric. It gives your business actual, tangible superpowers. Let's break down the 4 biggest advantages you get when you win this attention game.
So once you have that attention, that trust, you unlock these 4 incredible powers. First, you get to be an educator, not just some pushy salesperson. Second, you can actually change what your customers care about. Third, you create this natural filter so only the best customers come to you. And finally, you can stop fighting over price.
Let's really look at that second power, because it's pretty amazing. Imagine you sell fresh seafood online, but your delivery is kinda slow. That's a weakness. But if you've built trust by educating your audience, you can change the rules of the game. You shift the conversation away from the old metric, delivery speed, to a new one that plays to your strength, like freshness straight from the sea. Just like that, your weakness doesn't matter anymore. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do it? How do you start building this presence? Let's get practical and look at the actual roadmap. The source lays out this beautifully simple framework, the 3 M's. It's all about focus. First, market. Who exactly are you trying to reach? You can't be for everyone. Second, message. What is the one thing you need to say that will resonate with that specific market? And third, media. Where do these people hang out online? Go there. Don't waste your time anywhere else. And speaking of that third M, media, the source is really specific here.
Right now, the most powerful tool is video. But wait, not just any video. We're talking about educational videos, content that genuinely helps people, that teaches them something valuable, with no sales pitch attached.
And why is that so effective? Because today's customers want to be smart buyers. Nobody wants to feel like they were tricked into a sale. People want to feel like they made a smart, informed choice. Your job is to be the trusted guide that gives them the knowledge to feel that way.
So, building a content strategy really isn't that hard. Forget about what you want to sell for a minute. Just ask yourself, what are the real problems my customers are dealing with? What keeps them up at night? What are they curious about? Take the answers to those questions and just turn them into helpful videos. It's that simple.
And really, that's what this all comes down to. This isn't just some high-level theory. It's a practical plan you can start today. So the question I want to leave you with is this. What's one problem your customer has that you can solve for them in your very next video?